Blog Talk Radio. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard. Hi everyone, this is Natalie James and Nathalie Jean, and today on Chatting with Nat, we have the honor of having actress and singer TASHI. TASHI is one of film's and music's fastest rising stars, named by Rolling Stone magazine star in the making for her role in the award-winning film Gimme the Loot. TASHI is also finishing work on her highly anticipated debut EP arriving later this year. TASHI has been featured in a wide-ranging assortment of national media outlets spanning Elle, Paper, Vibe, Essence, Women's Health, and Complex Magazine, who named Washington one of the actresses you need to know. TASHI also appears in hit films and shows like How to Make It in America, Shaft, Gimme the Loot, Harlem, and Random Acts of Flyness. Let's give her a round of applause. Hi, TASHI. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm still alive in this world, trying to make sense of it. Every day it's always something new, and you just don't know what to say anymore. It's just a lot of cray. That's what I call it. A lot of cray. So how have you been during, pandemic, elections, George Floyd, Ukraine, COVID had some babies, mass shootings, Roe versus Wade.
Right.
How have you been throughout this whole thing?
Just trying to keep my sanity. I feel like everybody is. When the pandemic hit, I felt like I was in a really good place with my career. Like the ball was rolling on a couple of things, and it just completely halted. I gained a lot of weight because, nothing was going on. So I was like, might as well eat. So after that, I struggled because it's like, well, where all this weight come from? Where did it come from? Right. And so I struggled to kind of like lose it, and still a work in progress with that. And with the mass shooting that just happened, it's just heartbreaking because it's just like those innocent children. And then upstate New York, I think about my grandmother when she goes to the grocery store. Right. Just any day at any time, you never know, what could happen to you or somebody you love, and it's really, really scary. And it is. Yeah, and then there's been a bunch of shootings since those two shootings as well, and I'm just like, what is happening? This Mercury, is it retrograde or what is it?
There is Mercury retrograde, because I shared with one of my friends an article because I wanted to see exactly how many mass shootings there were after there are approximately 17. That is
17?
17. It is disgusting. And I agree with you. You come out into the world now, you're just like living in some of these countries where, you step out, you don't know if it's going to be your last day because no one wants to make a change in things. Listen, I think people should be allowed to bear arms. I think that no one should have an AR-15. You want that? Go enlist. Go enlist in the army. You can play and shoot people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But for us to have to live in fear, I'm still going about my day, but to live in fear, not knowing what's going to happen in this world because of politics, money, power, it's really sad. You would think that if a small kid gets shot up, Sandy Hook, you would think it would have stopped there. No, still no change.
No, it made no difference.
Right? And then now
I feel like the only thing that was offered was condolences, and that is simply not enough.
Yeah, that's just, okay, that's like, not enough is enough with all that stuff. And then you have this, and then, all the reports on Texas, and they stood there and basically let everything happen
oh, I made the wrong decision. Okay, well, 21 people are dead. So, I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like they're more concerned with a woman's uterus than they are with whoever is able to buy a gun.
Yeah. So, one of the things I did with TikTok, I did a Facebook reel on this, and I was just like, listen very closely. And I played the sound of crickets, and I was just like, yeah, that's the sound of pro-lifers planning a protest against all these mass shootings. That means that they don't even do anything. So all that crap is bull. You're talking about, right. Well, what about the right to life for these people that were just killed? They just, the hypocrisy is extremely real, and it's
absolutely
sad. Now, I completely get you in regards to the gaining weight during the pandemic. Cause, I don't know what I was doing. I was like, okay, let me buy, and I don't eat this stuff. I was like, let me buy a box of Oreo cookies because I can, and eat the entire.
I mean, what else did you do? There's nothing else to do.
I was just like, and then I wasn't even noticing it. I was like, okay. And then after a while, I went somewhere, and then I saw pictures, and I was like, no, what's going on there? So I ended up getting a Peloton. Now,
Ooh.
I do my Peloton. Yeah, I do it, but I do it twice a day. So I do an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon. And I'm good with it because I'm not going back to the gym because I think that's where I got COVID. I got it twice. Anyway, so the Peloton has been really good for me because there's so many things you can do. You don't have to necessarily bike. You can do boot camp. You can do all these meditation, yoga, whatever, strength training.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot of it, and I'm in my house. I'm safe. So no, but I think it was called the COVID weight. Everybody had that. Everybody was eating because like you said, what else was there to do? Now,
nothing at all. But
nothing.
Spin classes actually helped me too. So I don't have a Peloton, but I was taking spin classes, and that was like what jump started my weight loss because I was trying so many things and nothing was working. Stopped drinking. I wasn't really eating bad foods, and it just wouldn't go away.
Yeah, and I'm, and I work out every day. Like Saturdays, I do 1 hour. Every day, I do 2 hours. They always say, "Oh, you need to break," but I get frustrated. I take out my frustrations out on my Peloton also with everything that you see in the world, and it gets me depressed. So I just hop up on it and do my thing. Now, one of the questions I like to ask is this. Obviously the pandemic was sad. People lost lives, limbs. Families members have died, friends have died, all kinds of people have died. There's long-term effects of COVID, but there's pros in regards to our time in lockdown. Obviously, even if you're working, you still had downtime to really think about life, do some self-introspection. I saw people with their families, and that shouldn't be odd, but people are always going about their business. They don't take time to breathe. Some friends of mine said they cut back on work because they realized they weren't spending time with their families. The animals, the squirrels were happy that we weren't on the street because their family members didn't get hit by cars. Mother Nature was like, "Oh, this is great." The pollution level just went down.
Dropped dramatically. Yeah. I think it was in Italy. They had like a river or something, and it was completely clear, and it had been like dirty green for years. But during the pandemic, it cleared up.
Exactly. You had a lot of people. There were a lot of articles about people quitting their jobs because they realized, they think life was short, but that now it's like short. Life is really short. I need to do something that's more in line with my passion, what I want to do in life, something that's going to make me happy. And as for artists, some people release singles, EPs, tracks, albums. Some rebranded. Some people decided to do something completely different than F this music thing. So during this time, you have time to do any self-introspection about your life, how you want to be perceived as an artist. What did you think about?
Yeah, so being in the music industry, like I've had a lot of ups and downs. I feel like more downs than up a lot of times.
Right.
And so for a long time, I was just viewed by people just as an actress or just as a dancer because I was stuck in these production deals where they own the masters, they control the music, when it would be released. And because, they was in control because they were in control of everything, I had to go on their time or not. And a lot of times, like, my project just felt stagnant. And so many times I've quietly, like, given up. I was just like, I love music, but music doesn't love me back. And during the pandemic, it gave me time to like, reflect on everything that I've learned. I wrote down all the good things from my past experiences, all the bad things, and the good outweigh the bad, surprisingly, because if you asked me that right off the bat, I would be like, it was bad, all bad. But no, I learned so much, and I had made, like, a lot of great relationships with people. And I said, everything that I learned in those past 2 experiences, moving forward, I want to bet on myself, write my songs myself, or collaborate with people that I want to be the captain of my own ship, basically. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try it one more time. Like, may the third time be the charm. And I collaborated with producers, some great writers, and I'm finally the captain of my own ship, and I'm happy to release my music to the world because I feel like I have so much to give, whether it be a dance record, a motivational record. I just have so much in me that I want to get out, and I'm tired of just my family and friends enjoying my music. I feel like I want to spread it as much as possible, to just so people can feel something, so that they can enjoy my art. And I feel like I'm finally at that point in my life, and it feels amazing. Like, one of the best feelings in the world is to give birth to something,
Amen to that. Now, what was it about the music industry or the entertainment industry itself that made you say TASHI and music and acting, they have to come together? Did you come out of the womb just like that? Or was it something that you heard, you saw? What inspired you to get into these industries?
Well, my mom used to work in the music industry. She worked for Eric B. and Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, and then later accountant Burt Padell. And so I was just always around artists. My mom was pregnant in the studio when Mary J. Blige was doing the What's the 411 album. So because I was just constantly around music, my mom used to sing to me as a child. Like, I've always loved it. And she raised me more so to be, like, starting out when I was younger, I would take, like, theater classes. And so everything was, like, Broadway show tunes. And then as I got older, I started to write and kind of, like, develop what my own sound is. Because I grew up in the 90s, loved 90s R&B, but my mother would also play, like, Tina Turner, Teddy Pendergrass, Ella Fitzgerald. So the range of different genres and everything was just so wide. So I just love music in general, no matter what genre. And I got my first record deal, I think, when I was 19 years old. I was signed to Universal. And then that's when I saw that things are not what you think they're going to be. Like, you get signed and you think it's like, oh, it's almost like you won American Idol. Like, oh, I got a record deal. Like, I'm ready to work. I was groomed to, dance class, singing lessons, acting, all of that. And in between all of this, acting was going well, voiceover work was going well, modeling was going well. But music, I don't know, it was just like always a hole in that ship. And I would even say, like, when I did films and stuff, well, let me pitch and try to get a song on a soundtrack. Let me try to, one thing I love about theater is I can incorporate both. But theater was the only place that really allowed me to bring them together. But now, literally every project that I work on, I'm always pitching. And someone actually that's doing a film in Ireland just reached out to me and said, hey, we're doing this film. We need music for the soundtrack, and we were wondering if you had any, like, party sounding records for some club scenes we have. And I was like, finally. So I'm really, really excited about that. But I'm still working on bringing them together. But being that I'm doing my own project now, I definitely want to incorporate, like, skits and stuff in my music videos, and tie them that way.
That's awesome. Now, how important is it for you to be authentic in your life and in your music?
It's very important. Initially, I would just be given records when my past 2 production deals and record deals. This is the song you're going to sing. Sing this song. Sing this song. And then you're singing the song, and sometimes it'll come out great, and sometimes it's like, you're not singing it with enough emotion. I don't believe you. And it's like, I don't believe myself. Like, this is not my life. This is not what I'm experiencing. I remember being a young teenager, never had a boyfriend before, and they want me to sing songs about getting my heart broken. I was such a happy kid. I'm like, I'm trying to be sad, but I'm in a really great mood right now. So now, even when I'm collaborating with people, like I work with someone named Lanisha Nelson, great songwriter. I'll always tell her what I want to say, but let's say and she's like, hey, I had this idea. If it doesn't resonate with me, I'm like, nope, we're not doing it, because I can't force myself to be in that space. And also I learned the power of the tongue is a real thing, because I was singing sad songs, and then the songs, the things I would sing about would start happening to me. And because I'm just repetitively singing these negative things, and then I would see it would affect my love life, even if it was in a good place before. So the space that I'm in, I just want happiness. I just want joy. I just want fun. So yeah, it is important for me to sing what I want to sing, because if not, I'm not going to give my best performance, and it's just going to work.
And what type of music do you do?
Originally, I was doing R&B music, but I kind of hate to put it in a genre now, because I can rap as well. And the last record I wrote, I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. When I worked on a project a few years ago, they told me, oh, you should rap for this person. I was like, I don't know. So I tried it then before, but it just came out the other day when I was writing a song. So I'm rapping and singing on it. And so I would mainly call it R&B, but I spit a couple bars as well.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, most people don't like the genre question anymore. And I understand that. I don't like when people ask me that question either, but I ask it. Because we, like, for example, for myself, my main thing is Americana, country, folk type of music. But we're also brands. We're also a business. We have to consider ourselves a business. So I do all the other genres. I do pop, dance, R&B, soul, jazz, blues, instrumental, adult, contemporary, you name it, I do it. Because we're trying to get our music into sync and licensing and stuff like that. The music industry, you're not making money, obviously, streaming, unless you get like trillions of streams. You're actually making some real money. Either if you got to be touring, selling merch, or you got to try to get your music into sync and licensing, which can be extremely lucrative. I mean, one person listens to your music, they're like, oh, I want her. And that person that contacted you about putting your music in their film, which is fantastic. It's just a different world. But I always tell artists, you need to think of yourself as a business. It's okay if you do a specific genre, but if you can do more than that, by all means, show the world everything that you can do.
Versatility is great.
Yeah. So what do you love most about being an artist?
What I love most I just love being a storyteller in general. I feel like when it's film and television related, I'm playing somebody else, but when it comes to music, I'm authentically myself. And that, I don't know, it just feels really, really good to be able to express myself in that way and make something beautiful out of it. It started out when I was a kid writing in a diary, then I started writing poetry, then I started writing music. And to hear like my thoughts or my feelings come to life, it's amazing. And I what I love about music is I feel like it immortalizes you. Like long after we're gone, like our music will still be here and people can listen to it and enjoy it. And that, I couldn't ask for anything more, you know. So sometimes I think that I can get mad at myself that I even wanted to, like, give up on myself, because it's like I have so much to give, and I'm not going to short myself with this gift that I was given, you know. I'm not going to short people hearing it.
I always tell people that when you're in the music industry, you have that superpower. Music is your superpower because you can affect change in somebody else's life, you know. Sometimes somebody might say, I need to listen to Tashi right now. I need it right now because I need to get through my day. So,
right.
You know, that's our superpower. We can move mountains.
It is.
People can listen to our music when they're angry, happy, sad, whatever, but it's doing something that they need at that moment. That's why I'm going to get a book that says music is my superpower. I think it's so important. Now, how long did you have these record deals? Do you still have a record deal now, or distribution deal?
No, I'm fully independent right now, and I'm not even shopping for a new record deal, because I realize what happens when you get a record deal. You get signed, and if you don't have a strong following already, you're going to get shelved, because they don't do artist development anymore, and it's very rare that they will push an artist like they would push an artist that doesn't have a following, that does have a following, excuse me. So my goal right now is just to authentically grow a fan base as much as possible, and then have the labels come to me, because I've seen it on both sides. I've been signed and, you know, played the waiting game, asking, oh, when are we doing this? When are we going to do that? And I've been friends with people who work in the music industry, and they tell me, yeah, I just signed this kid. He doesn't know he's about to get dropped. He's not posting enough. The label is not excited about him anymore. He needs to do this. We told him to do that. He's not really doing it. We're kind of giving up on him, you know, on to the next one. And I'm like, wow, like this person doesn't even know.
Wow.
You know, they have their hopes up waiting, and they don't even know. They're, you know, it's just like another notch on their belt, you know, these new artists that are getting signed. And it's sad because I've heard records of people that have gotten signed, and they are so incredibly talented, incredibly talented. And I have seen them push an artist, go full throttle with an artist project. And this person, you know,
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm glad actually you said that, because, you know, so many people, young people or even older people wanted, I got to have that. I want to get that record deal. I want to get that record deal. But I think that people just don't understand the concept of having a record deal or going independent or going with an independent label. I find that you go with one of the major labels, they try to change who you are as an artist. You don't maintain your authenticity. And the fact that things are different now, I'm glad that you said, you know, they're really looking for people that, you know, have a good following. And if they do sign you and you have a small following, they expect you to continue to do the work. You're not supposed to just sit there and just, you know, just say, okay, I'm with a label, they're going to do everything, because that's not the reality of things anymore. And it's sad.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
With your advance money, don't you dare pay bills. You have to take that money and shoot videos, record records, get PR. If you don't have a manager, get a manager. Like, you literally have to take that money and do what you want them to do for you. You know, you can't take that and enjoy and shop and pay bills, and, you know, you literally have to reinvest it and do the work that way. If not, if you do that, you can say, well, at least I tried. You know, I took what they gave me. I reinvested. I did as much as I could. And sometimes if they see you going hard and trying to help yourself, that'll make them feel more inclined to help you as well. But if you're just sitting, waiting, you will be a sitting duck forever.
But back in the day, when when a label signed you, they basically did everything. But now it's like a total reversal of things. It's like, nope, you got to do the work. You got to get this. You got to do this. You got to do that. I mean, I think the music industry is obviously a lot harder now, because there's so many different platforms you need to be on, whether it's Facebook,
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Clubhouse, whatever it is, you have to try to get your song to go viral, get people to use your music somehow, some way. It's way more work, I find, now. I mean, with TikTok itself, they're talking about, oh, you need to do 5 videos a day. I'm like, I'm trying to think of one concept. But you want me to do videos. And I'm like,
do you want me to be an artist, or do you want me to be marketing? Like,
well, as I took this, it's called TikTok Cap University. It was like 6 courses, I believe, and it was interesting to understand the whole dimension of branding. Okay, so we consider ourselves as brands, and so they were talking about how people were able to pair themselves with different types of brands, whether it was a product they really liked and they just said something, and then the companies contact them, sponsor them, get them to be their spokesmodels for their brands and stuff like that. So it's just a lot more work, and there's a lot of independent artists out there. There are a lot of artists, and I'm hoping that I think that during the pandemic that people were able to find more artists, like independent artists, because they had the time to, which is great. I don't like to poo-poo on the artists, but poo-poo. The radio stations inundate us with the same music all day long, 24/7.
Yes.
It's like
twice in 1 hour.
Yeah, but I'm like, so I say to people, so basically we're just going to have to listen to we're going to have to listen to these people for the rest of our life until they die off. I mean, Taylor, Beyonce, and all that. I don't want to listen to them the rest of my life. I mean, one time Lizzo was on. I got into my car in the morning. She was on in the evening. It was the same, to the point that I can't listen to Lizzo anymore. It's too much.
Right. Yeah, they really, bash it in your head, and they want you to really resonate with a song so much so sometimes it can make you not like the song anymore because they play it so much. But yeah, there are more than enough artists that's just unacceptable. There's no reason why they should do that.
Exactly. I'm just like, okay, enough already. So I'm going to play your song, Shut Up. Tell me what that's about.
So Shut Up is actually when I said, all right, I'm doing this again. It's the first record I cut. I went down to Atlanta and linked up with a songwriter named Cyrus DeShields, which I worked with him years ago. And I was like, do you still believe in me? And he was like, yes. And we worked on this record. And the song is basically about less talking, more action with a male love interest of mine.
I love that. All right, let's do it.
All of that ass you see, if I throw back, baby, come get it. Eat it up like you need it. Show me how you really feel about me. Yeah. All of that ass you see, if I throw back, baby, come get it. Eat it up like you need it. Show me how you really feel about me. Me. Act like you want it, run it, love a high key, leaving me unlikely. It could get wetter, better, wanna wife me. Tell
That's fantastic. I like it. It's got a great groove.
Thank
You got
you.
a great voice. What do you prefer? What do you prefer most, acting or singing, or is it equal?
It's equal to me, but I will say that I feel like acting has been more kind. I feel like acting is like the good husband that's kind of boring, and music is kind of like the fuck boy that does it really, really good, and he's toxic, but for some reason you can't leave him alone. You keep running back to him. So yeah, that's how I would describe it. But I really do love them equally.
And on this new album that you're going to, this new EP that's going to debut, what was the writing process like, and how did you go about thinking about the songs that you wanted on the album?
So initially, I described it kind of like skate music. These were two records that you have that I did early on, and then I changed the. That's the thing. I'm constantly changing my ideas. Like, no, I want a record that sounds like this. So I'll have 3 records that sound like urban R&B, 3 or 4 records that sound like what I consider skate music, which is R&B crossover with just a touch of pop, but like Prince pop, not too much of a bright pop. And then the other day I got upset about something and I started writing, and it came out just as rhymes, like as a rap song rather than like a R&B record. And so it's going to be a conjunction of all of that, because every time I think I'm stuck on, okay, this is what my sound is, like this right here is like, ooh, but I got this too. Ooh, but I got a little of that too. So it's going to be a mix between feel-good music, R&B music, and rap.
I like that. I like that. Now, you've worked with some pretty heavy hitters like Samuel Jackson, Regina Hall, James Earl Jones, Kevin Hart. How is it like working with those actors and actresses?
You know, working with people like that, it just makes you rise to the occasion, and it made me a better actor in real time. Because you're obvious, they're going to bring you up to their level. You know, if they're giving 100%, you're going to give 100%.
Right.
And so just watching them, watching their work ethic, you know, just, of course, I love seeing, you know, just little things like actors being punctual, because I'm so big on that.
Yeah,
being on time, being 10 minutes early, and, you know, just seeing how they have respect and regard for their coworkers, their crew, you know, the way that they treated me so equal. It was just an amazing experience, and I'm so fortunate that I've been able to work with such people, because I'm like, wow, that means I qualify to work for these people. Like my talent is good enough to be on screen with these people. So it brings me a lot of I have a lot of gratitude, but it also gives me a lot of reassurance that, like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm doing a good job at it.
Awesome. Now, in the music industry, who are the artists and producers you'd like to work with?
I'd really love to work with Doja Cat. Right now, she's my favorite artist. As far as producers, I would really love to work with Timbaland. I love a lot of his early work. I'd love to work with 88 Keys. I end up looking for, like, on R&B albums sometimes, not just a single, like I'll love some of the, you know, album tracks that are not as popular, and I'll reach out to those producers and say, hey, you know, I really love your work. I'd love to collaborate with you and stuff. Like, sometimes they reach back out. Sometimes, you know, I'm sure I get lost in the flood of DMs that they get. Jay White is another great producer that I'd like to work with. London J is a songwriter I'd like to work with. Yeah, I have a long, lengthy list, actually, but that's who I can think of, like, right off the top of my head right now.
That's awesome. Now, I'm going to play your song, Halfway. Tell me what that's about. So
I was in a long-distance relationship, and to me, it wasn't hard at all because I'm the type of person that likes their space. Like, I don't want to be up under somebody every day, all day because, give me time to miss you. And so, but I wrote this song just one day when I was missing them because they lived all the way in California. I'm all the way in New York. And we would fly to see one another. So that's how Halfway came about.
All righty. Well, let me play it.
Yeah, I know you like hanging with your bros. I be in my feels, but I don't expose. Tell me something good, tell me that you're close. If you in my hood, how about I propose? You come over and we get kinda close. Touching on me, I can feel it in my toes. The more time we share, the feelings they grow. Don't know if it's real, but I hope it's so. Do you feel the things I feel? Tell me it's real. Can you be more clear with me? Hey, are you coming today? Hope you're on your way. Just meet me halfway. Yeah, I'm not looking to chase. So why don't you let me know if shit is go? I'm coming your way. Meet me at the gate. That's terminal A. Yeah, this thing could go either way. We could meet each other halfway. Meet me halfway. Get the last thing. Pull me closer. Grab my ass, babe. Too slow. Take the fast lane. The exit's leaving my space. Hope I'm not the only one that's open. Got me all in my emotions. Fuck me good, then do over. You know I pull out all my tricks, babe, when it's you over. 3 years of crowd, you know I like it when it's two of us. So won't you come pull up on me, baby, in your new Rover? The things I feel, tell me it's real. Can you be more clear with me? Hey, are you coming today? Hope you're on your way. Just meet me halfway. Yeah, I'm not looking to chase. So why don't you let me know if shit is go? I'm coming your way. Meet me at the gate. That's terminal A. Yeah, this thing could go either way. We could meet each other halfway.
Another great one. I like that one too.
Thank you.
They're all good. What are 3 things you wish you had known before you got into the music business?
3 things that I wish I had known was okay, that people are wolves in sheep's clothing.
Amen. You heard it. Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I wish I had fought in my first production deal they decided just at a certain point not to give me my records anymore, even though I wrote them. They decided they didn't want me to have a copy anymore because they didn't want me to quote unquote leak them. I said, why would I leak my own music? That's so weird. So I wish I had fought back more on that. And I wish that I didn't let my emotions affect my actions, because it's business, not personal, you know?
Right.
So I feel like a lot of times, because I would, be offended or be upset, or just because I love to do this so much. So when people would, just mistreat the project or me or anything like that, I would act out of emotion, and I wish I hadn't done that, because I think that that's a sign of weakness. So that is something that I'm still learning to master. Like, don't take anything personally,
right?
Because a lot of times these people don't know me personally. So just take it with a grain of salt and keep it pushing. But that's also the difference between music and film. With film, you go on set, you film, you go home. Nobody's like, let's go out for drinks after. Let's be friends. Let's, collab and do a side commercial. It's none of that. It's so professional, so straightforward. Cut, that's it. And then with music, it's just a lot of snake action, just unnecessarily. Like, people go out of their way to try to befriend you to later hurt you.
Amen.
So that's the biggest lesson that I learned, just how to deal with people, and also how to master making people feel like, if they are trying to pull that on you, you recognize it first and make them feel like, oh, yeah, we're best friends, whatever you want to call it, but still don't tell them your business. Still don't, you can make a person feel like they're close to you without them really being close to you. So that's another thing I learned. That's a bonus one.
And every single one was accurate. Because it seems like as you decide to do music, like the evil people they just swoop on you, and they're just like, oh, I can do this, I can make you a star, and I'll do this for you, and blah, blah. Yeah, I agree with you with 100%. Now, what about acting? What are the 3 things you wish you had known before you got into the acting?
With acting, it was just more so a confidence thing. Like, I've had a lot of close encounters where I feel like could have been life-changing opportunities. Like, literally, you'll have an audition. If they like you, you'll have a callback. They really like you. Sometimes you'll have another callback, and then after that, they decide who gets the job. And there have been so many times where I get the opportunity to meet the director, the producers, and they'll tell me it's between you and this one other girl, and then more times than once it would go to the other girl, and I would look back and I would cry and say, oh, this was, opportunity was snatched out of my hand, especially, and I say this as humbly as possible, especially if you watch who got the role and you feel like you could have done a better job. And there have been times where it went to another actress and I'm like, oh no, she killed it. She looked the part, like she deserved that role. But when it's not like that, it's very, very hurtful. But I know that I've gone into rooms and didn't realize the power that I have. Like, I didn't see what they saw in me. I didn't even see it in myself. So because I had that, I don't want to say timidness, but because I had that self-doubt, I feel like I projected that, and I was treated accordingly, Even when people were, like, really rooting for me in some of those situations, I don't feel like I don't want to say that I wasn't present, but I don't think I honed in on that moment with that self-assurance that I should have had, that I now have, that I've grown to have, that I had to teach myself to have, because your mother can encourage you, your friends, whatever, but if you don't believe it,
amen,
it's the best. That's it. It's just, nothing else that nobody else can do. It has to be you first.
Yeah, whatever.
So that.
Yeah, you're 100%.
That was the biggest thing.
Because whatever you feel inside is what you're going to project out.
Absolutely, and I learned that, and I also learned the power of maintaining relationships with people you've worked with in the past. Because if you have a good relationship with them on set, and also the power of thank you notes, small thank you gift, just to show gratitude. It's very rare that people do that. So when you do it, people really remember it. But maintaining a good relationship with people while you're working as well as after, they're more likely to call you, which I've been fortunate enough to have experienced that. Adam Leon, every film he does, he writes a role for me, whether big or small. The writers and producers of Skate Kitchen now do the show on HBO Betty. They've called me in because they love the work that I did with them on Skate Kitchen. Random Acts of Flyness on HBO just called me back in for season 2. So that's all because of the maintenance of, our friendship outside of work.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's so important. You should listen. I think you need to do a course, a workshop on the stuff.
Right? I've been doing it so long. I've learned many lessons.
I mean, on music and the acting industry, I think people could learn a lot from you. Because sometimes people can be very stubborn in both fields. And some people think they're owed certain things, but you just made a good point about the acting thing where you said thank you notes, following up with people, because you need to maintain those relationships. All of this is a lot of work, and maintaining the relationships in both industries is very important because you just don't know, what can come about from those relationships. Just keep them in your back pocket. So I totally agree with you. Now, what's up? What's next for you?
The next song that I'm going to be releasing is called Mad, and I'm rhyming on this song, and I'm really excited about it because I get to show a side of me that that I have yet to show. Okay. And I played the record for my friends, and they were like, "Who is this? This sounds really good." I'm like, "It's me." They was like, "Oh my God, I love it," because it's almost like me changing my hair color, It's like, girl, I ain't never seen you with blonde hair, red hair, you got brown, So right. I'm excited to put on a different hat and show my talent in this way. So that's what's coming next. I'm excited.
That's awesome. I love it. You're busy. It's good to be busy.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I can't listen. COVID was a break that was much needed for a lot of people, myself included, but break time's over. I'm ready to work.
Amen to that.
Like 2 years of my life was, I don't want to say lost, but 2 years of my life was like really, really slowed down,
Yeah. It was like put on hold. It's like, okay. Sometimes I think that with the pandemic, some people needed to take a break because some people are just like working, they never breathe. And then they realized a lot of things after they took that moment to breathe. So, everybody got what they needed out of the last couple of years, 3 years. I just hope things just get better. I don't know. I'm just trying to stay positive. It gets hard when you hear about it.
It is hard, but
I'm trying.
All you can do.
Trying to stay focused. Well, Tashi, thank you so much for being on Chatting with Nat. I really appreciate you being on the show. It was truly my honor. I gotta actually go. I think I saw the movie that you were in with Samuel Jackson, a little bit of it. I have to go back and watch Shaft.
Yeah, now. You're like, I was just talking to her. That's my friend.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So thank you. Hopefully one day we can do an IG live. I would really love to do that. I think people seeing you and learning more from you. I think a lot of people could learn from you because you really gave some really good tips about what you need to watch out for and the things that you need to do in both industries to get ahead. I mean, right. it just makes really good sense. Thank you so much. I really appreciated it.
Thank you, Nat. You made me feel so comfortable. I had a great conversation with you, great topics, and I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right, everybody. That was Chatting with Nat with actress and singer Tashi. If you want to find her on Instagram, it's Tashiana Washington. On Twitter, it's Yes Miss Tashi. On YouTube, it's Tashi Music Online. If you can't remember that, you can always Google her. She's all over the place. She's excellent. She's amazing. She's doing her thing. Follow her, stream her, buy her music, watch her movies. Until next time on Chatting with Nat.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.
Every day, my employees get scam emails. I wanted to protect my business and clients, so I checked out CISA's Secure Our World. They've got 4 simple ways we can protect our businesses from online threats. Learn more at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions